Welcome back to RTD's Garage, and today we have this Echo PB250LN blower that's been giving me some issues. Even after some carb rebuilding and uncovering the factory screws for tuning and attempting some adjustment, it just isn't right. So, here's what I was talking about. These are the factory tuning locations that can be drilled out, but if done too far, it'll just ruin the carb. So we're going with a new one. What I'm unboxing now is the HIPAA Parts Carb Kit, specifically for this blower. That can be bought from eBay or Amazon, or you can just get it directly from their website. First off, we've got our exterior and interior gaskets, a HIPAA brand spark plug. We've got the HIPAA brand carb, primer assembly works, our new fuel lines, some extra primer bulbs, which is really handy, and two nice new air filters. Well done, HIPAA. So let's get right into it. We first need to unscrew this wing nut holding on the air filter housing and air filter, and then remove both. Next, we will remove this carb mount assembly using a T25 Torx bit. So we'll go ahead and slap it into the drill, remove both of these screws, take it out of the intake and the carb. We'll push these two screws in and then set it aside. Once that's out of the way, our next issue is to detach this throttle line from the linkage and from the carburetor. So first, lift the bulb section out of the linkage. Then, hold the throttle open, keeping the flathead opening facing out of the retaining cover. Push the line out. You should be able to release the tension, lift the line up, and then pull it out of the carburetor. Just like that. Next, we will remove both fuel lines, keeping note of which line goes on which side. Sweet. Now it's time for the new carb. This carb has some pretty good build quality and should work great for years to come using the correct fuel and maintenance. Circled here is the low adjustment screw, and then over here on the top we have the high adjustment screw. This is a great way to future-proof your machine and keep it tunable. It's now time to install the throttle line, going through this retaining barrel into the mount screw. Make sure the orientation of the cylindrical fitting is facing away from the line so that it will set in properly. We'll now take the line and work it back into the flathead section, and then pop it into place by opening up the throttle and then pull the slack out of the line. Just like that. Now it's time to install our fuel lines. We'll put the clear line on the outer fitting and the black line onto the inner fitting, just like the previous carb. Not completely necessary, but popping this air vent line into its slot can help clean up the process and keep everything organized. Our original interior gasket is still in good shape, as were our original fuel lines, so we'll use them for now. We'll reattach the ball part of the line back into the U-shape of the linkage, and then we can begin installing the carb mount assembly. Carefully align the holes and pre-thread the bolts so we don't do any interior gasket damage. Just like that. We'll give them a good wiggle and they're good to go. If you're using a drill, I'd recommend going around setting 12. If by hand, get them snug and then some. Our choke lever is free, and we'll go ahead and install this nice new air filter that comes with the HIPAA kit. We just need to remove this old, dirty air filter. We'll set it aside, and we'll install our new air filter. We'll align it with the mount assembly, tighten her on. Let's also check out the spark plug situation. We'll take the boot out carefully, supporting the wire connect to the boot so that the coiled spark connector doesn't rip out of the boot. We use a 3/4 inch deep socket and a 3/8 size ratchet, and we'll remove the old plug and inspect it. Looks like we have a OEM NGK BPM 8Y. Good information to have. The brownish color typically indicates a healthy engine and ideal burning mixture. Let's check out this HIPAA plug. Right off the bat, it's great to see an electrode protector to ensure the preset gap stays where it should until it's installed. Looks like we have some very similar modeling, a BPMR8V, likely just to demonstrate that it has the same burning temperature as the NGK plug. Both are almost identical, and it matches the OEM plug pretty well. So we'll screw it in hand tight, tighten it in to snug and then some, allowing the washer to crush against the cylinder head and create a nice tight seal. Press the boot back on, make sure the carb primes. It looks like we're good to go. Let's see how well the factory tuning is. Wow, you ran great right out of the box. We'll add a C here to show where the choke position is, and then we'll go ahead and grab some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel and remove the previous owner's writing and some miscellaneous dirt spots. She cleans up well and works great. If you like DIY content like this and enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and comment about your Echo blower experiences. I owe a large thank you to HIPAA sending us out a kit to try. They're one of the best aftermarket options at competitive pricing to get your equipment up and going again. And as always, thank you for watching RTD's Garage.